Welcome to the first annual broadcasting of the Carnival of Christmas. Tonight's episode, Gregory Ghoul.
Hey, let's go to the ice cream ball. Yes, I know, there's a blizzard outside, but my uncle is a doctor, and if we do get hurt, he can stitch us right up. Now let's go to the mall. No, we can't get these snowballs from outside on the ground because the ground don't have the penguin flavor. Only the ice cream mall has it. And nothing could ever recreate the penguin flavor. Ooh, an underground slide in the graveyard. No, it does not take you to hell. It takes you to see all your dead relatives. And my Aunt Tabitha is long overdue for a visit. So maybe we have gone to hell, but my Aunt Tabitha, we need to use the portal to get us back outside into the graveyard. Most peculiar, a sleepwalker in my dreams. Come on, sleepwalker, let's go find the fastest carnival ride we can. Climb aboard. Don't wake up yet, I'll tell you when. Okay, now, wake up! Isn't it frightening? Are you dead, my friend? Maybe I wake him up for just a one more ride. Wake up, my dead friend. I have a heart-shaped lollipop for you. Good boy. Now start sleepwalking again, so we can find more rides and do it over and over and over and over again. Oh no, the nail salon closes in 5 minutes. I'll just have to break the law and drive her real fast. Oh, I'm still not gonna make it. I'll just have to bang on the window and make them open it back up. Open up. I promised my dear friend Astara that I would scratch her back tonight. I need the nail sharpened. So you don't open up. Very well. I'll send my ghostly goblins to put you all in coffins. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. Oh, you open up now, huh? Now hurry, before I'm late, and keep your change for yourselves. A star? You look absolutely ravishing. You would not believe the trouble I had getting the nails done for tonight. But they are just like you like them, and I can make you drip again like last time. Oh, you bring a VHS tape for me? Arsenic and old lace. Astara, that is my favorite movie. Thank you very much. My ghostly goblins, I left them out all night. I need to go gather them up. Oh my, look at all the coffins. No, ghostly goblins. You can't put the whole world in coffins. I don't know how to grow my own food. And who's gonna make the music if everyone is gone? No. Now over. You get back into the creepy corner, okay? And Vida, you get back into the spider webs in the bathroom. And Neathy, You get back underneath the refrigerator in the kitchen, okay? Now all of you go back to sleep until I need you again. Okay? Good night. This traffic is haunting me. I just want to take a ride and forget about everything. Not this, not this. My brakes have gone out. You better watch out. I cannot stop the car. This stupid automobile. Maybe I get their wings fixed next week and fly high up into the mountains for a nice relaxing vacation. But no, this stupid fucking traffic will not allow me to do so. I have a plan. Leave this stupid automobile in the middle of the road. I forget to water the plants again. It's okay. I water them now. I forget to pay the water bill too. It's okay. The people from Turtle Island have taught me the rain dance. Come on, clouds. I do the rain dance. Oh, you don't know the rain dance no more, huh? Okay, I guess I'll just set you on fire then. Well then, give me the water. My plants need it. What is this that I have found? A record. Summoning of the Vijayana fairies by vampire venom. I did not know my vampire venom made music. Oh, let's take a listen, huh? Vijayana, 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 Vijayana. Vampire venom. Digest it, digest it, digest it, digest it. Look at the moon, so bright and beautiful. I have never seen such a moon before. This calls for a celebration. I'll bring out my brand new cauldron and cook up a gigantic feast worthy of the finest of werewolves. Wait, what do they like to eat anyway? Maybe I invite a big Red Riding Hood over. Not the salesman again today. I'll just tell him to go away again. Oh no, he's got one foot in the creaking door. I want to hammer the creaking door shut, but then I'll break his foot and I'll be in jail. And that means no more flavored ice cream. I cannot do it. The moon come out too early every freaking night. Can't you wait a little bit longer? Don't you see the beautiful sunset? Look at that. It's magnificent. The golden light shines so bright. Yes, I know. You are magnificent also. But can't you wait just a little bit longer? The fountain of youth must be around here somewhere. I can feel it in my bone. The mountaintops are overflowing. The magical snow drips into the mouths of the ones who need it most. Can I be the one? I scream out to the clouds. Am I the one? Oh, why you always give me the fountain of truth? It just isn't fair. A telegram? What could this be? No, a death in the family. Who could it be? No, not vampire venom. Oh, well, he wasn't the greatest of health. Oh, he leave me something in the well. What could it be?
Dear Gregory Ghoul,
I leave you all my earthly possessions, which equates to nothing. I hope you take very good care of this nothing, and don't let things destroy it. Gregory Ghoul. Go to the forest. There's something there you must experience. Some things are worth dying for. Your dear VV. Gregory. Vampire Venom, I hear your voice. Where are you? Gregory. But I don't know. Is that really you? Gregory, it is me. I am stranded here in the 5th dimension. I would like if you could contact Tabitha and let her know she has a portal that may get me out of here. Gregory Ghoul, hurry! They are starting to eat me! If I try to get the portal from Aunt Tabitha, it may be too late. I need to think of something much faster, but I can't think of anything. Oh, I need someone here to just make up my mind for me. I am failing to save my vampire venom. Oh, I forget. I have the magical rope in the cellar. That is the answer. The magical rope in the cellar. This will be the best Halloween party ever. I will invite Gil the Goblin and Gigi the Witch. We will cast spells and haunt humans. I will invite Vina the Vampire, and we will suck the blood from the earth, and the werewolves will feast on their remains. It is my favorite time of the year again. Now let Halloween begin. The window. What could it be? Could it be the nights of the moon irradiating into existence? Or the fairies of Neptune closing the distance of time? Well, whatever it is, I wish they'd go away. I'm trying to get my sleep. Don't you have any respect? Knights and fairies, please go away and come back during the day. Gregory Ghoul, are you ready to dance into the sunset? It is your final show. Do not fear. It will be beautiful. Whisper into the clouds. Yes, let it end again.
and the Amphibians. For some unknown reason, in the summer of 2207, our supposed stationary Earth star, Helios, started heading our way. This caused electrical systems across the globe to fail, and the scorching heat threatened to cook all Earth residents. Worldwide panic spread quick. Miraculously, large blocks of ice with etched-in stairways appeared everywhere. Something or someone was giving us a chance to survive. Those of us who took this opportunity quickly grabbed food, climbed the blocks of ice, shed our clothing, and laid there naked with our eyes closed. If you had small children, you did your best to get up there with them and left the food behind. Those who tried to make multiple trips died. Unfortunately for those of us who didn't, these blocks of ice were starting to melt. That's when we first met Acroceux. We couldn't see her because of the blinding light of Helios, but we sure could hear her. The doomsday-like scenario on display must have been incredibly humorous to her because she could not stop laughing. Her laugh was not sadistic, though. It was like a small child that genuinely thought something was funny. Despite this childlike laughter, people threatened to kill her if they somehow could. Soon, more amphibians like herself appeared, and the skyway began to sound like a symphony of giggling babies. What I felt next was quite unexpected. A small giggle started building inside of me. In fear of my neighbors wanting to kill me too, I kept it to myself. A few minutes later, our blocks of ice stopped melting. Some of us wondered if the amphibians were responsible. Either way, it left us with hope. A foolish man in our area attempted to use the bathroom off of their block of ice and was never heard from again. Helios was so powerful that just sitting upright for a minute could kill you. We decided if any of us had to use the bathroom, that it would be best to roll on our sides, do our thing, and try to get it as far away as possible. Food started magically appearing beside us. That's when we learned that nothing could be more amusing to an amphibid than a humanoid eating, and the death to all amphibians' chance had begun. It was bizarre, hearing some of us wanting to end the race of this childlike being who was perhaps trying to save ours. I was not hearing the sound of malicious beings set out to torture us for their amusement. The sound of their joyously playful laughter was so genuine that it became contagious to me. I tried my best to keep it to myself, but it came erupting out of me like an overflowing volcano. Let's just say my neighbors were extremely unhappy about this. When our laughter dwindled, a pair of sunglasses that had telescopic capabilities appeared on my face. I could now see through the blinding light of Helios, who almost doubled in size. The amphibians were circular, with curved points around the edges where the laughing mouths were. In the middle of the circle was a large eye. And when they stopped laughing, the eye and mouth switched locations. These playful machine-like beings could move through space or objects at any speed they wanted. I was then placed in an ice chair that kept me much cooler, and an ice steering wheel appeared in my hand. Acroceux then returned. She looked into my eyes, laughing. then took off with the rest of the answer fits. I pretended to drive my ice block around, hoping something magical would happen, but nothing did. I excitedly told my neighbors about my new gifts. They told me that I had gone mad and should kill myself to save them the trouble. I begged them to laugh and told them to hold up some fingers and I could tell them how many it was, but they all ignored me. I dozed off and woke to the sweet sound of laughing answers. Someone was eating. My neighbors endured this laughter in silence. It seemed they were too weak to even threaten the answers anymore. They were dying, but I wasn't. I had to find a way to save them quickly. I noticed a lid on my ice chair. I opened it and saw that I had a toilet. How convenient. I had to go. And when I did, Ansifits came to cheer me on like a toddler who finally figured out how to use it. This was funny and I had to laugh. When I did, the ice steering wheel appeared in my hand. The block of ice rose from the ground and I took off into the skyway with my new friends. However, the sight of my dying neighbors ended my laughter. And when it did, me and my block of ice were back in the location we took flight from. Laughter controlled the steering wheel. I had to prove this to my neighbors and came up with a plan. I laughed on over to the nearest one and scooted my ice chair onto their block of ice. When I got near her, I grabbed her to let her know that I was human. Then I closed my eyes and gave her my sunglasses. She screamed something that I couldn't make out over the sound of the Ansifid's laughter. I had to make this woman laugh now and hope that the Ansifids would give her the gifts. I didn't have anything particular that I was going to do to make her laugh. I was just going to let it come through me. This is what popped in my head. Using a thread and needle, Sally stitched a pair of softballs hanging from a string into her vagina. Her, Frederick, and Big Joe took turns standing on the edge of the paddle boat and whacked each other in the balls with the paddles. Whoever fell in the water first would have to buy the next case of beer. Sally really loved hanging with the boys. But I couldn't say it. I had to remain laughing, or there was a good possibility that my ice block would relocate again without me. So, first, I twirled my finger around my temple like I was a crazy person, which I'm 100% sure she thought I was anyway. Then I pretended to knock myself out with a self-inflicted uppercut. It didn't seem to work. So I pretended to remove my head and flush it down the toilet. That didn't seem to work either. Then I panicked and screamed, "Laugh like your life depended on it, because it does." I noticed when I stopped laughing that the answer fits continued. The woman handed me my glasses back. When I put them on, I could see that she had a pair of her own now. Apparently, she had been laughing before I even started my routine. She screamed out, "It's true what the madman was trying to tell us. Laugh for your lives. You are dying." "Then I'll die with dignity," shouted one man. But others decided to give it a try as a last resort. The news spread quick after that, and I could see almost everyone getting the new gifts. Me and my new friend spoke for a while. Then she brought me back to my block of ice. The insane look on my laughing chauffeur's face was making me want to laugh, but I managed to hold it in till she was far enough away. By that time, I was hysterical. The Amphibians were back to join me. Then, the sunglasses, ice chair, and ice steering wheel vanished. All of their powers were now within me. Then I was given an ice suit that allowed me to walk freely around my block of ice. It was also much cooler than the ice chair. I spread the news and waited to see my neighbors in their new ice suits. But it wasn't happening. I looked for miles before seeing a single person with one. That person seemed to be hitching rides my way. My neighbors had come to a conclusion that the laughter had to be genuine now, because I was the only one to genuinely find something funny at a time like this. I started to feel insane, but now they were encouraging this insanity and hoping to catch some themselves. Helios had doubled in size again, and people began to think that the ice blocks were starting to melt again. The other man with the ice suit arrived, and I welcomed him aboard. We started discussing what made us laugh and how we could help others. I told him about my neighbors wanting to kill the beautiful, joyous, childlike beings who were possibly going to save us from mass extinction, and explained that their laughter became contagious to me. He told me that he woke up to a woman shoving as many fingers up her nose as she could. This woman was obviously in the same situation I was when I had to try to make my neighbor laugh. I had an idea. I yelled out to my neighbor, "Try to think of the predicament I was in when I first came to you." First, I had to maintain fake laughter, then scoot my ice chair over to you, close my eyes, and give you my glasses, so you could see that this laughing maniac had not gone mad and was telling the truth this whole time. And if that didn't validate my sanity, I would go on to pretend to knock myself out and flush my own head down the toilet. Surely then you would know. Then, out of a moment of desperation, yell out, "Laugh like your life depended on it," and hope you would laugh, as Helios threatens to slow cook the whole human race. This should be worthy of a good laugh, my dear neighbor. It worked. She began laughing and spreading the story along. Me and my new friend took off to make as many people laugh as we could. One of us would drive, and the other would tell their silly story. After about an hour, we couldn't keep the laughter going. We disappeared and reappeared where we had begun. We were both exhausted and silent. There were things we had to tune out to save who we could. People who refused to laugh at all were all dead. There were sobbing mothers holding their dead infants and waving us off from rescue. There were dead mothers who had given their ice chair to their infants. Their dead bodies still held these infants in place from falling out of the much too large chair. I blocked these images out and looked around. It became clear those who didn't have the ice suits weren't going to make it. I must have dozed off. When I came back to reality, my ice block was melting. I watched my laughing friend take off into the skyways. Helios was now 5 times its original size, and the Earth's surface was now on fire. Everyone crowding the skyways were laughing for survival now. This laughter would be impossible to sustain alone for more than 15 minutes. People were giving up their blocks of ice and boarding with others. The more residents you could board, the better your chance of survival, it seemed. One person would drive, and all the others would try to conjure up some genuine laughter in hopes of a new gift that would save us. Me and my new friend decided space was precious and chose to board only one other person for now. Me and this new woman were brainstorming for ways to make each other laugh now. It occurred to me that tickling would have worked before our bodies were put into these ice suits. I thought of all the stupid things I was trying, and it made me smile a little. I shook my head in disbelief. The woman asked what I was thinking. I told her, and it brought a smirk to her face. She then said, "But now, the only time the ice suits open is when we have to use the bathroom." She was right. These ice suits opened in the appropriate area. All of a sudden, she jumped up. "I got it. I could tickle your balls while you're taking a piss." This unexpected solution made me giggle as she continued. "Or I could tickle your ass while you're taking a shit." We both laughed at this new idea, and Acroseac showed up. The power of the ice suits were now inside of us, and we each had a pair of ice wings. The Artifice showed up to laugh with us. When our laughter stopped, Acroseac looked us in the eyes to let us know that we now had the power to laugh as long as we wanted to. Also, that we would soon have to do so. This was a very chilling thought. Verbal communication was about to be obsolete. I took a turn driving and let my two new friends get acquainted. And when she told him how he got the ice swings, he laughed. The Antifids returned, along with Acroseac. We now had 3 winged humanoids on board. As we started to try to go help others, we realized our block of ice was melting fast. We each flew off laughing. I looked up and noticed Helios was 8 times its original size now, and I stared into it. I noticed a small black dot in the center. Next, I noticed that my ice wings were starting to melt. I looked back up into the sun and saw all of the Antifids fly directly into it. Helios was being divided up into zillions of pieces. When this happened, time itself slowed down dramatically. Zillions of balls of light fell like snowflakes through the darkened sky. It was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. Then I noticed I was freezing to death.
The narrator of the story was frozen, along with any other humanoids that remained laughing. Acroseac and the Antifids then collected some of the lights of Helios and placed each person inside of them. She and the rest of the Antifids then grew to the size of our galaxy. They spread these tiny microscopic balls of light in front of them. Then they grew
to the size of the universe and blew these invisible lights into the empty space beyond it. Much time passed. So much time. Then existence was returning. The next cycle of eternity was the spinning of infinite light. I felt the overflow of creation, the buzzing of atoms, the harvesting of consciousness. I felt all of this without a single thought. Then you called out to me fear, and thought formed without reason. I have become this thought again, this seed of fear, the waste of bliss, the thought of, don't let it end again. And so it does. This is the first thought of a sun-star being. The blissful state of death has always attracted greed and fear, and so I am again. We, the sun-star beings, will try to make you, our creations, the answer to this greed and fear. We will give you everything and teach you how to lose it all. We will try our best to teach you how to say, yes, let it end again, to life, because we couldn't say, yes, let it end again, to death. At the end of your life cycle, you will teach us in return. A toast from creators to creations. May we one day pass each other with no resistance. Consciousness is a calling that we must conquer to remain unconscious inside of the joy heart. Let us all say, yes, let it end again, to life and death, and excel into the next cycle of eternity, where the seeds of love will grow. If a thought should ever arise from the blissful state of the buzzing of atoms, or an overflow of creation come to a halt, or a shadow appear inside the spinning of infinite light, or the harvesting of consciousness spurring a thought, the seed of love will be next in line. We will say, yes, let it end again. Now, let the Sun Tzu begin. It all came back to me, my previous life as a humanoid, the sun crashing down on us, the amphibians and their laughter, and the end of that life cycle as I froze to death. I realize now why they were laughing. They had mastered the idea of, yes, let it end again. They existed through the seed of love, love for whatever is next. They must have been sent to help us with this, and our level of intelligence was impossible to work with. I'm guessing that nothing prepared them for this amusing species that they would stumble upon. They were children living the mantra of, yes, let it end again. We had been saying, no, don't let it end, since the beginning of time, and repeating the same life over and over again. I learned to laugh through the grueling pain of Helios, but I had not genuinely laughed as my ice wings were melting. So now I am a sun-star being. Creation awaits. I will design my new little planet with a life form that develops from the center and works its way out. When it reaches the outside, it will be blessed with the buzzing of atoms. Greed and fear will then do their thing, and I will try my best to learn through watching this new life say, "No, don't let it end," over and over again. Let it begin. Mom, can me and Zava go to the Sun Zoo today?
asked Zog.
Sure. The Sun Zoo is a very educational place. You can learn a lot about the old planets there,
replied Zog and Zava's mother. She would always get excited when her children expressed interest in learning something new. However, Zava did not share her younger brother's interest nor her mother's excitement.
Mom, I do not want to go to the Sun Zoo. Those planets are dead and boring. I want to learn about what's happening now. I saw a tiny man inside of our sun star yesterday,
she said. Her mother was not happy about this.
Zava, how many times do I have to tell you you are going to damage your eyes looking into our sun star?
She shouted.
Even if you told me 1,000 times, I would not listen. I have learned well from you, old woman. All you say is no, no, no to everything I desire, and all I want to hear is yes.
Zava paused for a second and glanced over at Zog, who was very quiet and a bit nervous about bringing up the Sun Zoo to begin with. Then she continued.
So what I'm going to do right now is go stare into our sun star until my eyeballs burn out, and there's nothing you can say to stop me.
Zava's mother replied,
I'll give you some money to go to the Joy Hut. The Joy Hut?
Zava excitedly exclaimed. Zava's mother then handed Zog and Zava some money, and off they went. Zog had never been to the Sun Zoo, and Zava had never been to the Joy Hut. This would be an exciting new adventure that they never would forget. As they walked down the street, Zog asked Zava, Did you really see a tiny man inside of the sun star?
Yes, I did. He's watching us to learn about life and death,
replied Zava.
Well, what should we teach him?
asked Zog.
I'm going to teach him how to say yes to everything.
Zava paused for a moment, then continued.
You can teach him whatever you think he should learn. After I get out of the Joy Hut, I'm going to stare him down. I don't need these eyes. Then I'm going to fill my ears with mud. I don't need to hear anymore. Then I'm going to fill my nose with cayenne pepper and stitch my nostrils shut. I don't need to smell anymore.
Zog had a very concerned look on his face, but Zava continued.
Then I'm going to chop my hands and feet off. I don't need to feel things or walk around anymore. Then I'm going to lie there and bleed to death to show the Sunstorm Man that I don't need my life either.
Zog couldn't refrain from shouting out,
Zava, no, don't do it. You sound just like Mom. It's going to be okay. Don't you all want the tiny man in the sun star to transcend to the real Joy Hut?
Zog thought about it for a moment, then answered hesitantly,
Yeah, I do, but I'll miss you. Let's not be selfish, Zog,
Zava said.
You're right, Zava. I will always live inside of you. Love never dies,
replied Zava. They arrived to the Sun Zoo and parted ways.
See you later, Zog. Have fun.